Hey, what's up everyone? This is Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me for another end of the day watch list building session. Today we're going to find stocks that have a high probability of making a move. Tomorrow and this week we'll be reviewing the smart money, Darkpool, and block trade algorithm that's provided by FlowTrade. Awesome traders over there, they put in a lot of work. This is probably one of the best predictive leading indicators out there. It's nice to be able to see what large institutional money is doing and be able to adjust your positions, your trade strategies, and your trades accordingly. So, you know, if a stock is being sold off, but the algo is buying, you know, obviously that is an indication that there's some divergence there. And contrarian, if there's a stock running and the algo, the institutions are selling off, you might want to readjust your position, right? So, and that's what we're going to be going over. I'm going to grab a couple stocks off the screener, the divergence scanner. We're going to get those ready for tomorrow. I'm going to try to keep this brief, try to keep it under 15 minutes. I've got a lot of feedback that my videos are a little too long. Sad face. I'd get stuck in wanting to educate everybody and really deep dive on everything when I think most people just want to see what the algo is doing and maybe do a little bit of technical analysis. So if you find this content useful, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments if you would like me to do any specific stocks for you. And I will look for all the plays that are going to go rippy. So let's just jump right into it. All right, welcome back, everyone. I've never really gotten any feedback from anyone as to whether or not they like that intro. I toyed around with a couple. Water, it's your friend. I see everybody else drinking while they're on stream, or recording, why shouldn't I? All right. First thing I want to do is just really quickly go over my chart layout so that there's no questions about that. I'm going to take half a second and move this mic closer, so 1 second, pause. Didn't even know it was gone, did you? All right. I have got a single chart layout here. I've got a couple different charts built into a grid. I am using the Turbo VZO from Simpler Trading. I'm using the multi-time frame squeeze pro from the folks over at Simpler Trading. I've got this new indicator that's coming out. It's the BB-MACD indicator. It's from UseThinkScript. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. However, I feel like for most people, they want to see the algo, they want to see divergence, they want to understand how that algo and that divergence works. So I'm just probably going to do basic trendline support and resistance, some Fibonacci, and get some target zones. I was 5 for 5 last week. Groupon, amazing. Comcast nailed it right to the penny on that earnings run up. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I've got a couple different, I could really use a scanner. Anybody knows of any good scanners? Hit me up. I'm tired of, I've got some good ones, right, that I really enjoy. However, I can't necessarily, I like to be able to share everything I can do with everyone. So I'm just going to run through and look for some indications here, potential moves for tomorrow. I'm going to whittle that list down, then go through the algo to see if there's any specific divergences that are playing out. I'm going to drop in CLP, another banger, Stitch Fix. I should start just keeping a list of all these that I call out with percentages. That's probably what I'm going to do this week. I'll do a recap of where they were, where they are, and potential profits if you would have jumped in or if you would have managed your own risk, did your own plays. I'm not a financial advisor. Stock trading is inherently risky. None of this is advice, entertainment, only. Yeah. Anyway, I used to have this really cool scrolling banner at the bottom of my stream, but it was sucking up so much resources that YouTube the stream would just sit there and yell at me, "Hey, not enough bit rate coming through." So I had to remove that. Try to find a different one. I'm using Streamlabs OBS for the stream in the morning. I was using OBS. I don't think really OBS really gets along with Mac very well. I'm a developer by nature, so I've got a Mac. I know it's a Mac, trading Mac, yeah. But it is what it is. I'm looking for a new Windows machine, potentially. I do like the Mac that I have. The other thing that came up on the stream today was I am a bullish biased trader. What that means is that I don't necessarily see things from a short perspective. I haven't done a lot of short trading. My skill set isn't the greatest, so therefore I look for bullish plays. If you ever run into that, I have got a handful of triple inversed ETFs. What that means is an inverse ETF, if the stock market is going down, it's an inverse ETF, which means it's going to go up. For example, LabD, TQQQ, SPXY, and there was another one. So as the market was selling off this morning, I was getting into my long positions for a quick day trade. Little trick of the trade there. Also, there's a way that, from a chart perspective, that you can basically flip the chart upside down, do all your technical analysis as if though it was long, and just know that entry points would be to the short side. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the market's changing. It's no longer just throw a dart at a wall, pick a stock, throw some money at it, and come back 2 weeks later, and you've got profit. You're going to have to kind of dig in a little bit, get a little bit more serious, be able to adjust with the market. So just keep that in mind, that stocks always go up, but stocks go up. Anyway, just be nimble. Always remember, cash is a position. So if you're not comfortable with something, just sit in cash. You don't have to trade every single day. It's fun, lots of fun. So one thing that I also did to combat that boredness is AMP futures. They've got a very low margin rate to trade the micro futures, very low initial startup costs, and the commission round trip is extremely low. It's like 89 cents round trip, $40 margin on micro ES. So you can day trade futures on AMP futures. They've got a connector for TradingView. They've also got some software that you can download and use. So if you feel like you want to practice trading, entries and exits, that's what it is. I went out and I got an AMP futures account. I loaded it up with a couple $100. I really worked on, I use that for backtesting new strategies, new techniques, new indicators. Really focusing on my entries, counter channel strategy, really focusing on getting in at the right place, getting out at the right place. And so it's, relatively affordable. Way better. Paper trading's there. I love everybody paper trade first. Paper trade. Yeah, it's like playing a game with, or a game where you can spawn every 2 seconds, right? It's great for techniques, and yes, paper trade. If you're new, starting out, paper trade. For me, I needed to have a little skin in the game, and that's why I went with the futures account. So, just a little bit more about me, what I've done, where I'm coming from, and so I'm about done with my list here. Not a whole lot that's catching my eye. Skills had earnings today. I don't know if you've ever know anything about the Skills company. I think it's a fantastic concept. Playing people to you win prizes based on your increasing skill level in this game in a head-to-head competition, right? So you go up against other people, and the better your skill set is, the better you do in the game. Win more prizes, etc. They had earnings today. From what I can see, it looks like they beat. I had a order in for when the initial drop came. However, In my haste, I forgot to put it as good to cancel and extended, so it went from 1650 to 1447, right past my order, and I'm like, whoa, what happened? Well, if it's after hours, you've got to do that GTC_EXT. So I am going to look at skills just because I am interested in it, and the other one I want to look at is NEO. There were some other earnings today. Let me see. I think that's probably good for now. I want to look at CAD. All right, so I've got FLS, J&J, KNX, Skills, NEO. That's on our list. That's on our short list based on just some technical indicators that I went through. I had this list built yesterday that probably didn't do very well today. Let's see, anything positive? So, HOLX, looks like they didn't do too bad. LabD obviously went up. Oracle does what Oracle wants to do, and it's blown me away. Just market's so off. Oracle's like, I'm gonna go and do what I want to do, right? Target, another one, had a pretty good day. Steel, it looks like they're moving into metals, so potential sector rotation off into metals. SRPT, Signet Jewelers seem to do pretty well. SPX, this is that triple inverse ETF, right? It went up and tapped the 34 EMA as a reversion to the mean. So the 2770s, if we'd have got in it this morning at 26, you could have wrote it up for $1. Yeah, it's a pretty significant move. Let's see, what are the other ones? American Airlines broke downtrend resistance. BIIB, looks like it sold off a little bit. HOLX sold off. Target had a nice day. And so that's it for now. I do want to look at Cisco, or Oracle, ORCL, and JD for divergence. So let me just grab the flow trade system here. I'm going to run these as 4 charts for now, 4 chart 15-minute. There's been a lot of questions about the algo line that I use. I use a normal algo line with dark pool blocks. Okay. The dark pool algo line has got a lot going on behind it, and it's not something I necessarily want to have to get into every single day. Right. So we're going to use a normal algo line, dark pool blocks. That's pretty significant. I mean, that's obviously a great level, great way to do things. J&J, KNX, and Oracle. Alright, FLS, bearish divergence. J&J we can play. KNX is good. Oracle. It's crazy what Oracle's doing. Right? Let's see. I didn't want to do FLS. J&J, KNX, Skills, NEO. Skills. And NEO. Okay, so JD was the other one. Alright, JD is good. Not so much NEO. So JD. So the short list is J&J, KNX, Skills, and JD. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And our final list again was, I thought I had those written down. JD, J&J, KNX, NEO. Is that what we decided? There's Skills on there. Let's see. J&J, KNX, Skills, and JD. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump on over to the single chart. Sorry, I had some dinner while I was on break, and it was a little spicy. So J&J on the JD on the 15. So looking at this, we've got strong bullish divergence dating back a couple of days. It looks like a couple of those have played out before. As you can see, by the drawings that are already on there. I'm going to remove those drawings. We've got price action is diverged away from the normal algo line. The algo is curled up, and as it curled up and increasing, we've got block trade level coming in right at 77.25. It's going to provide resistance until it becomes support. We've got another block trade level at 75.20. That would be resistance on the way down. Looking at JD on the 1 minute chart, looks as if though we've got strong buying. The green that you see here is bullish divergence, right? Where price action is going one way and the algorithm's going the other way. We like to see things like that because it's a pretty easy divergence to play out. So the algo is net buying, and it looks as if though we may have found some sort of double bottom downtrend, or excuse me, trend line support. All right, 1 second here. All right, JD on the chart is going to tell us a story. It's telling us that it is MACD is positive and decreasing. RSI is a little bit oversold. We've got a $2 ATR. We're in a daily, weekly squeeze. Not very good 60-day channel. Not super enthused about that. Looks as if though it did break some downtrend channel resistance today. So we're looking for previous support level. I have to look left. Probably quite a ways. Let's see if we can get something thrown up here. Alright, so what's this level here? 75, that sounds like a good solid support level. 75, nice whole number. So if we maintain this current support level of, looks like a consolidated 75.50 is going to be support. So that was JD. Let's make some notes here. JD 75 support, 75.50 support, 75.50 for support. Looks as though after hours we've got a nice buy signal, and we went up about 30 cents. Looking at JD on the 15-minute chart, or my 4-hour chart. Let's try the 15. All right, JD on the 15. Throw some fibs up. See where we're gonna go. That's if we maintain this, looks like double bottom we had. All right, we've got block trade level at 77.27, which is the previous level. 50% retracement at 77.21. I'm just going to call that target 1. Target 2 would be previous high at 78. We do need to get through the 618 retracement and the 200 SMA. The Squeeze Pro is doing that slingshot effect where the histogram is negative but increasing. We've got a ready aim fire that's getting ready to fire off. 4-hour squeeze could be a good potential. 15-minute squeeze could give us enough to catapult us up and over that 34 EMA on the way back up. Shorter term fib would put us right at, let's see, shorter term fib is going to put us 76.50. Yeah, we'll just call it 76.50. So J&J 75.50 support, or JD 75.50 support, targeting the previous high right at 79. I'm just going to call that 80, nice round number. I'm going to target 80 with resistance or taking profit at 76.50. Get your money. And then 77.50. So 77.50. And then 80. Looking at the options chain for JD, we've got, let's see what we got here. Hold on 1 second, please. All right, look at options chain for JD. Tells us that May 21st 80s are pretty decent. We've got good open interest on both the calls and the puts. So it's a monthly expiration. Market makers may try to pin it right there at that $80 level. A little bit higher IV. I would anticipate earnings may be coming in around that time. So that $80 level, I like those. I'm gonna throw them on the list, and I'm just gonna write it down here. So that's the 521.80 call. All right, next one is Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson. All right, they had a nice sell-off a couple weeks ago. Something about vaccine. Something to do with the vaccine and failing or something along those lines. Don't quote me on that. Not a news source for this, for Johnson & Johnson. All right, looking at Johnson & Johnson, we have got algo is trading with price action. Nice, strong net buying. We've got block trade levels coming in right at the 163.50 level that could provide potential support if needed. So the algo's been buying. Price action came down, bounced right at this block trade level here at 161.70. So anytime I see that, that's going to be a significant level for me. Kind of broke through the previous block trades, came back down, tested this 162.75 block trade for support, and it's making its next run up. Looking at JD on the 1 minute, or excuse me, J&J. I should never do two J's right back to back. Again, algo's trading with price action. We've got a nice little curling up on the algo right here at the end of the day. I would consider this pretty strong buying, really strong buying actually. Divergences have all played out, so that would be the divergence here. Obviously, that's played out. Because we reconvened with the price action. The algo's reconvened with price action. So looking at that little curly Q, a little curly Q is a nice indication that we can continue in the upward upward direction. So J&J on the chart. We've got, I'm gonna throw it up on the daily first. Oh, look at that move. All right. Looks like I was looking at this earlier, saying if it broke that downtrend resistance, it would be a nice move. So let me just clear these drawings. Nope, don't want to redraw it as a channel. I want a clear drawing set. All right, there we go. So we are at, where did we close at? So this would be almost a triple top. We had one test here, another test here, and a third test today. We've got a buy signal coming off of this new indicator I'm test driving. It looks as if the MACD is positive and increasing, RSI is positive and increasing. We're in a Bollinger Band squeeze. Stacked positive EMAs above the 50, above the 200. Beautiful histogram for the multi-time frame squeeze pro. We've got mid compression daily, low compression daily, mid compression 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, weekly, monthly, stacked positive EMAs. We're 85% of the 52-week high, right over at 173. This is a good looking setup, right? We just made a higher high, we're making higher lows. So from a technical perspective, if we can throw trendline support on, we've got, just extend to the right, we've got possible downside of reverting to the 8 or the 21 EMA, which would be, 1 second please. All right, we've got, I'm going to use Fibonacci for this, for finding some support. So we go from previous high to current previous low. So Fibonacci 618 retracement is going to be in line with that 8 EMA. The 50% is going to be in line with the 21 EMA. And the 34 is going to be in line with this trend line, right? So I'm going to call 165. Just looking at another level here. I kind of like that level as well. So this previous high is also this resistance. It comes quite a, it's at 166. Is that a whole number? Yeah, whole number 166 is going to be support. I like whole numbers. So 166 is support, which is in line with the fib and previous resistance, previous highs. All right, definitely want to target 174 for the high. All right, we want to break out and make a higher high, or higher yearly high. So target the 174s. Let's say 175, probably based on the options chain. That's what we're looking at. So that would be all-time high. Daily 2 years. All right. I'm going to throw a fib on this level here. And we're going to take the fib from highest high to lowest low. If I can click on it. There we go. Highest high to lowest low. This fib symmetry that we have right at the 618 is at 6550 level. So 66, we got 50-cent difference in support there. ATR of 2.5 a day. We're going to target, we got a dividend date coming up on the 21st. So those monthly options, the 175s. What? No, those are so cheap. All right, based on open interest and volume, I'm gonna actually grab the 170s. So that 170 level is the 127. It's only $3 move from where we're at now, going out 2 weeks. It could be done, especially if the squeeze is firing off, man. Let's bring it down a little bit lower. And the 4-hour squeeze fired. The daily squeeze is gonna fire. That can propel this up. Got a nice maybe 3-bar move here. Yeah, those 170s. Wow, they're cheap, man. 170s at 135. 130. That's not super liquid. Well, it's 8 cents. 9 cents. All right. Yeah, I like those guys. All right. So target 175. I'm going to buy the 521 170 calls. Taking profit at 170, 175, and letting one run. Let one run. All right, the next one we've got is KNX, and then I think that's gonna be the last one for me. All right, KNX 1 minute chart. We've got, all right, 15-minute chart KNX. All right, this is a little interesting here. We've got some bearish divergence on this one. Let's make sure. Okay, so price action is essentially trading with the algorithm. There's a little bit of bearish divergence that has recently occurred that can be seen here. This separation area here. Look at this. In this area here, we do have the algo curling up, so this may make a move to trade with price action, because it seems as if though it's been trading with price action this whole time. So there was a little divergence like that back here, and it just kind of worked itself, it played out, right? So this divergence here, the algo actually came up to trade out with price action, right? So we're looking for that same type of thing to happen here for the next move. I'm going to call it upward. All right, looking at the 1 minute chart, same kind of deal, right? The algo's basically trading with price action. As you can see here, any divergences played out. We're currently in nice little uptrend with the algo. The algo's pretty vertically buying, right? Net buying like this. We don't have any block trades to speak of. Divergences have played out. We've got nice trend line support going on here. It looks like we've got It's like we're just basically trying to form a flag. There's that double top. I don't need that one. I need, oh my gosh. Jeez Louise, that was a pain, wasn't it? Looking at KNX. Knight Swift Transportation Holdings. All right. Beautiful looking chart. Can't wait to get to that one. All right. What do we have going on here? So, our MACD is neutral and increasing. We're neutral, and our RSI is neutral. We've got stack positive EMAs. 50 is above the 200. That looks good. We're coming up to, see this bar here, this one giant candle. So we're still trading within that candle's range. So I would consider break of 49. We would need to close. All right, this is where I get to draw a channel, right? Because we've got this channel here of wicks, right? This is going to be a resistance zone. What's going to happen is price is going to run up in there, and it's going to hit this and maybe consolidate and try to figure out if it's going to reject or if it's going to move on up, right? Going Fibonacci 618 almost perfectly lines up with that. So this channel from 49.85 or 48.85 to 49.25, that little 50-cent channel right there is going to cause some major resistance. Hopefully this monthly squeeze will release, since we've got a light blue histogram. Hopefully that monthly squeeze releases and blasts us through. So going down to a little bit lower time frames, definitely just buying. Look at that, straight steady buying for the last 2 days, right? It's beautiful. Look at this. So we've definitely got trendline support, long-term trendline support. Here we've got the 34 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 8 EMA clustered right at 47.75. However, we're not above the 50-period simple moving average. We did, however, fire off the market extension, so this is a buy signal. The histogram, or the squeeze pro, fired off on that 4-hour, so we can look at about 3 days of that firing. What we'd like it to see it do is daisy chain the daily, 2-day, 3-day into a squeeze release as well. We're going to run into that 618 pretty heavy resistance. I would look for it to come down and test. So let's see if I can find a nice support level. Looking back in history, let's see that level there, 48.20. Looks like a pretty good one there. Trying to find. So there's that bar, man. Until we can get out of that bar, we're just trading. Just the range candle is what it is, right? We're gonna have to break it. So I like the 50% retracement from the high as support. Potentially, I'm going to call it 48 as support, which would be these guys here. Right in there. That's quite a few candles. So we're going to call KNX 48 support. We're going to target 50. Right, which is an all-time high, or high of the year, 52-week high. With the understanding that we may retrace. So we may come up and retrace back down. Yeah, so the 50% retracement puts us at 47.45. All right, I like that previous $48 level of support. 48 support, target at 50. Our ATR on night transport is $1.13 a day. So just so you guys understand what's going to happen, it's going to go up and it's going to smack into this level here, and it's going to get rejected. It's going to come back down and hopefully maintain this 48 level of support for its next move that could potentially thrust it through as long as we get some momentum behind it. Looking at the options for KNX, yeah, let's see the huge disparity between the 45 and the 50. It's only got monthlies. Yeah, definitely gonna be a day trade. I'm not gonna trade it until it breaks. It'd have to break that 49.25 for that run into 50 for me to have to break and close at least halfway above. So, all right, that's it, and thanks for joining me. All right, thanks for joining me today. Today is Tuesday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, 2021. I am Darkpool Algo. I really enjoyed being able to spend this time with you and going over the last, 4 or 5 stocks. We were able to do a little technical analysis on, a little Darkpool block trade, smart money algorithm analysis. It's the flow index for short. Again, if you like what you see here, make sure you smash that like button, tell a friend, turn on subscriptions, subscribe, turn on notifications, hit me up in the comments. I'm always streaming Monday through Friday at 8:30 Eastern. I take requests. I usually fill those requests first, so join me in the morning and have a great night.